Jack was called to a major fire in a family home. When he got there, he was told that there was a strange cat inside, so he immediately went in and rescued the poor creature. When he came outside, he was shocked by the appearance of the cat. He immediately took the cat to the vet and turned pale. When the vet said, "You have a big problem," then this happened. Not all firemen would put their lives on the line for an animal, but Jack was one of the few exceptions. Throughout his years on the team, he had become notorious for risking it all to save as many lives as possible, and he was very often successful with his attempts. And today he would get another chance to be a hero. When he and the squad arrived at a house fire that had already consumed most of the building, the neighbor told them that the family was on vacation, but that their cat was still inside. She was taking care of it while they were away. The chances of the animal still being alive were slim, but Jack was still willing to take a chance on it. While the other firemen were trying to put out the fire on the first floor, Jack rushed in through the newly created path and started to look for the animal. The place was filled with fire and smoke, and every second that he did not see the animal, he started to lose hope. But luckily, the neighbor gave him some useful information. She had told Jack that whenever the animal was afraid, it would hide under the couch in the living room, and so he made his way into the living room, where the couch had just started to catch on fire. Jack took a deep breath, and with a strong kick, he managed to topple the couch over, and to his relief, he saw a scared tiny cat huddled up under it. He did not hesitate a moment to pick it up, as the last thing he wanted was for it to run away from him. He needed to get it out of there as soon as possible. He held the kitten tightly and made sure it was protected. He then charged at the tall window and rammed himself through it. Luckily, it gave way immediately, and Jack got outside. He landed on his back, making sure the kitten got out unharmed. Another fireman immediately made his way over to them and helped Jack get away from the fire. Now that Jack had managed to make it out of the burning building, he could finally have a good look at the animal he just rescued. But when he looked at the creature's face, he almost dropped it out of pure shock. He had never seen anything like this before. This cat did not look normal. Its face looked extremely strange. Jack's focus was now firmly on this strange-looking kitten. The neighbor offered to take the animal in for now, but Jack did not want to burden her with that. And besides that, he was too curious anyway as to what was really going on with this kitten. To make sure the kitten was all right, he needed to bring the animal to the emergency veterinarian, and maybe the vet could also tell him something about the condition of the cat. Jack called ahead but was bitterly disappointed by the answer he got. They were very busy at the moment. They could simply not spare the few vets they had working at that time. Jack did not have many other options, as there were no other emergency vets in the area. He had a decision to make. Either he could bring this cat to a shelter and be done with it. It was not supposed to be his problem. Or he could take it home and have it spend the night with him before bringing it to the vet. With no other emergency vet options nearby, Jack faced a difficult choice. He looked at the scared, unique-looking kitten still cradled in his arms. The thought of leaving it at a shelter troubled him deeply. Jack made his decision. He knew it wasn't a conventional choice, but he couldn't leave the kitten's fate to chance. He was resolved to take the animal home for the night, ensuring its safety and comfort until the vet visit in the morning. When Jack arrived home with the enigmatic kitten, he was met with an unexpected reaction from his wife, Sarah. She looked puzzled and mildly concerned as she stared at the peculiar creature in Jack's arms. Her initial words were hesitant. "Jack, what on earth is that?" Jack explained the dramatic rescue at the fire and the kitten's condition, omitting the part about the vet's ominous comment. Sarah, although not thrilled about the unexpected guest, couldn't ignore the sympathy that welled up within her. She reluctantly agreed, "All right, just for one night, but it stays in the garage." As night fell, Jack set up a cozy corner in the garage for the kitten. He placed a makeshift bed, a small dish of water, and a plate of cat food nearby. He decided to keep a watchful eye on the kitten throughout the night, wanting to ensure its safety. As the first light of dawn pierced through the garage window, Jack carefully checked on the kitten. It had made it through the night, seemingly unharmed. Relieved, he prepared for the trip to the vet. Jack arrived at the veterinary clinic much earlier than his scheduled appointment. He wanted to ensure that the kitten received the best care possible. With the kitten in his arms, he stepped into the bustling clinic, still wearing his fireman's uniform. The receptionist greeted him warmly but seemed intrigued by the unusual guest. Inside the examination room, Jack and the kitten were met by a vet wearing a notably serious expression. Seated across from Jack, the vet glanced briefly at the kitten before locking eyes with Jack. His tone was low and serious as he said, "You have a big problem." Jack's mind raced, and 1,000 questions swirled in his head. What had the vet discovered? What did this ominous comment mean for the kitten's future? Jack was taken aback by the vet's cryptic statement. He stammered, "What do you mean, a big problem?" The vet's expression remained stern as he began to ask probing questions about the kitten's origins. Jack explained the rescue from the fire and how he had found the kitten. The vet's questions delved deeper, hinting at a hidden truth that Jack had yet to grasp. The vet's gloved hands gently examined the kitten's features. His face grew somber as he spoke. "This kitten isn't just unique, it's incredibly rare. Its striking appearance isn't a mere birth defect, it's a result of a carefully engineered genetic mutation." Jack's shock was palpable. The vet explained that such engineered mutations were often pursued for profit, which raised troubling questions about the kitten's origins. Jack's mind raced as he realized the implications. Who could own a kitten like this? He wondered aloud. The vet explained that such unique kittens were often sought after by unlicensed breeders looking to profit from their rarity. However, ethical concerns had led to strict regulations on their ownership, and it was illegal to possess such cats without proper documentation. The vet believed the police needed to be involved immediately to investigate this illicit breeding operation. The veterinary team decided to take control of the situation. They believed it was in the kitten's best interest to be placed under their care, away from the public eye and potential exploitation. With the kitten now in safe hands, the focus shifted to locating its previous owners. The police initiated an investigation to trace the individuals who had illegally possessed and potentially manipulated the kitten's genetics. The search for the owners had officially begun as authorities aimed to hold them accountable for their actions. Investigators started to suspect arson, believing that the fire might have been an attempt to cover up the illicit breeding operation and erase all evidence of wrongdoing. Back in the charred remains of the burned house, authorities tirelessly sought the culprits behind the fire and the illegal breeding operation. Clues began to surface, pointing to individuals who had exploited the kitten's genetic mutation for financial gain. As investigators delved deeper into the case, they conducted interviews with neighbors and individuals in the vicinity of the burned house. Clues began to emerge, painting a clearer picture of the events leading up to the fire. The neighbors' accounts added complexity to the investigation, hinting at a deeper web of secrets and motives surrounding the burned house. Jack couldn't stand idly by while investigators worked tirelessly to uncover the truth behind the kitten's origins and the suspicious fire. He made a resolute decision to assist the investigation in any way he could, driven by a deep sense of responsibility for the rescued kitten. Jack, along with the investigative team, hatched a plan to locate the elusive owners of the kitten. They decided to follow a trail of clues that had emerged during their interviews and examination of the burned house. The goal was to bring the owners to justice and shed light on the dark secrets surrounding the illegal breeding operation that had put the kitten's life at risk. With mounting evidence and a clear trail of wrongdoing, law enforcement launched a desperate search for the fugitive owners of the kitten. The urgency to locate and apprehend them intensified as authorities learned more about the extent of their involvement in the illegal breeding operation. The news broke with a sense of closure and vindication. The fugitive owners, driven by greed and a callous disregard for animal welfare, had been arrested. The legal system had caught up with them, and justice was finally within reach. The case against the fugitive owners grew stronger, and the path to justice became clearer. The tireless efforts of investigators and advocates brought a sense of justice to the forefront, driving home the importance of holding those responsible accountable for their actions. With the legal battle behind them, the cat's new life began in earnest. It had transitioned from a symbol of exploitation to a beacon of hope, inspiring others to advocate for animal welfare. Jack's home had become its permanent refuge, a place where it could thrive and be cherished for the unique and extraordinary creature it was. Jack's role in the cat's remarkable rescue transformed him not only into a hero within his firefighting community, but also into an advocate for animal welfare. Jack's story inspired others to take action and make a difference in the lives of animals in need. His dedication and empathy became a driving force for positive change, a testament to the enduring power of kindness. As time passed, the mysterious cat's story became a heartwarming tale of resilience, compassion, and second chances. Its unique genetics, once a source of exploitation, now symbolized the strength that could be found in adversity. The cat's journey served as a reminder that even in the face of cruelty, there could be a heartwarming ending for those who deserved a chance at a better life. Its legacy lived on as a source of inspiration for those committed to the welfare of animals everywhere, a lasting tribute to the remarkable feline's enduring spirit.